But just before we get to that, I'd like to inform you that Dangote's refinery just got another. How do I explain this now? Another batch, should I call it that? Another batch of crude oil supply. So I told you sometime last year, December of last year, that Dangote's refinery needs about 5 million barrels of crude for it to effectively kickstart. And it was it 5 or 6? I think 6 million barrels, and it will come in 6 tranches. And this is the 5th supply, 1 million into 5. So the 5th supply. And it is a proof that the refinery will start, reeling out products, petroleum products, from diesel to jet A1 fuel to, PMS, that's petrol, and even gas by the end of January. What that means is there is the possibility that petrol pricing will come down. There is that possibility. Now, there are competitions to Dangote's refinery. There is the Bua Group refinery as well, somewhere in Akwa Ibom State, if I'm correct. And that refinery, even though it does not have, a large capacity like Dangote's, it will supply about 200,000 barrels per day. So there will be competition for Dangote's refinery in terms of maybe petrol and diesel. And so there is the likelihood that the price of petrol will crash by the end of January or the beginning of February. There is that possibility. There is the argument, there is the debate that Dangote's refinery is located at the Lekki Free Trade Zone. Is it a free trade zone? Yeah. So what that means is it may not sell for cheap, because the free trade zone allows, international dealings, or allows for international pricing. So there is that possibility. But however, last year we were told by NNPCL that part of the local allocation of crude oil will go to Dangote, so maybe that will bring down the price of petrol for Nigerians. However, where I want to focus is the NNPCL has made a statement yet again, and it is saying that the refinery in Port Harcourt, the 60,000 barrels per day refinery in Port Harcourt, is on course to begin operations. The last time we talked about it, and I had the Petron, that was on Monday to be precise, I had the Petron national president on the show. I'm talking about Dr. Billy Gillis Harry, and he told us that yes, the refinery is on course to starting operations, that they had finished with they had completed the refinery. They had done everything, or almost everything, for the refinery to work. But right now we are at this testing stage. They're running the refinery, and crude oil was supplied to the Port Harcourt refinery for testing. Now, the NNPCL spokesperson has come out and he has said that test running will be done in the next 1 to 3 weeks. And the reason why I brought this conversation to the fore is because every one time that I have talked about the refinery, up until, of course, our last conversation, a lot of people have not believed the possibility of the refineries working. And I would always ask the question, what if it works? And it's looking like it's going to work. Now, the argument is, they told us by the end of December 2023, the refineries would have been completed. The question now should be, have we completed the refineries? Most likely we have. When are we going to start operations? They are saying most likely between now and the end of January. Are you optimistic? Are you, because like we've discussed on the show before, there is that possibility that if the Port Harcourt refineries work, it may not answer all of our needs. It may not meet all of our needs in terms of petroleum product, but it may go a long way in solving some of the problems. Now, we did a bit of some calculations on Monday with Dr. Billy Gilisari, and he did say at least 12 states. At least 12 states will enjoy, from the Port Harcourt refinery, which is, most likely possible, would crash the price of particularly petrol. What am I saying? So, how when the products are imported into the country, Lagos is usually cheaper because, the ports in Lagos are used to import into the country. So, if other places are buying for, let's say, 620 or thereabout, Lagos will be buying at the rate of 590, maybe 600, usually cheaper. And why it's expensive for other places is because the truckers will carry the product and distribute. The truckers would have to fuel their trucks, right? There are other things that they would pay for, So usually it's cheaper when it gets to Lagos. Now, imagine if Port Harcourt is refining. It means that it will be cheaper for places like Port Harcourt, for places like Aba, for places like Owerri, for places like Uyo, for places like maybe even Yenegua. I do not know about Warri, but let's even take it to Warri. Maybe it will be cheap for people in Warri. And it will be able to possibly serve the states in the south and the southeast, depending on the policy of government or the policy of the NNPCL. So I'm trying to paint a picture for you. There is the possibility that it might be a cheap. Let's even reduce the price to, let's say, somewhere around, maybe it can come down to 400 naira per liter, or maybe I'm just calculating, I'm just guessing, maybe 400 naira per liter or even less. If that happens, then most likely transportation will become cheaper. Cost of living basically will become cheaper, and it's possibly going to be a good 2024 beginning. So, my question is, once again, what do you make of the old situation? Because for some of you who say that the government is lying, that it's all politics, is it looking like that to you right now, given that the NNPCL is insisting that the refineries will soon start operations? Is it looking like that to you? Some of you say, oh, they will get crude oil and then they will import crude oil and they will store, and then they will now say that they are working. But it looks like they have test run the refinery and still test running it, and they have the confidence that the refinery will work by the end of, or before the end of January. Some people say I have blind faith. Maybe, and maybe it is because I'm tired of buying things in expensive prices. I want things to be normal, and I want to be able to see the results of my hard work and not earn money that does not have value. Maybe. So what is on your mind, right? I like to hear from you. What are you thinking concerning this very situation? But before I open the phone lines, I just do a quick read of one of the articles on this issue as seen on one of the pages of the newspapers published today. So just give me a minute. Where is it now? So I've sent it, and it's on the Daily Trust. It says NNPCL to complete Port Harcourt refinery test run January. And the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has announced that a test run on the 60,000 barrels per day Port Harcourt refinery will be completed this month. Now, spokesperson Femi Soneye said that the testing would be finished soon to ensure the refinery's efficient operation. According to the article, this stage will be completed this month, as Soneye told Reuters. The refinery, which is now undergoing repairs, is set to reopen with a processing capacity of 60,000 barrels per day. Now, later this year, the NNPCL plans to attain its maximum capacity of 210,000 barrels per day. That will mean that the new Port Harcourt refinery will also have been completed by that time. So let's get your thoughts. We will not reduce, we would not totally stop importation, but we would reduce it if the Port Harcourt refinery comes on stream. And then, of course, there is the Dangote's refinery at the free trade zone. There is the Boa Group refinery. Once again, we're following the developments. I like to get your thoughts, basically. Are you hopeful? Are you praying hard? Are you having faith like I am? Are you having are you having the dream that, and you should know too that since oil is the mainstay of our economy, petroleum products generally, I do think that our naira will be able to gain some strength, because majority of the importation done, once again, are petroleum products. Majority, I'm not saying all. And maybe we would not so much depend, and we would have forex for other things like manufacturing, like agriculture, health, and the likes. So maybe there will be not so much pressure on the naira if we have one or two refineries working. But that's the latest development. That's the latest news, and I thought I should bring it because I know a lot of you are waiting to crucify me. A lot of you are saying, "Oh, Kalada, you're always saying the refinery will work. The refinery will work." Where is the refinery? Today is the 5th of January. Where is the refinery? But that's what the latest development is. So hopefully, and I'm not a mechanical engineer, I'm not a petrochemical engineer as well, but hopefully in the next 1-2 weeks they would have been able to test run. I want to believe test running is just making sure the machines work, just making sure that they're able to refine from one product to the other. Remember, we have been told on the show by the different oil experts that we've brought on the show that there are different products you can get. You can get naphtha, you can get diesel, kerosene in terms of the Jet A1 fuel, and then the one we use for cooking. You can also get gas. You can get other certain minerals or products that will be used. I think that Dr. Billy Gillis Harry said there's the oil, I'm trying to remember the name now, that is used for industrial machines or machineries. So yeah, that's what we are talking about. After the commercial break, there's a commercial break in 60 seconds. After the commercial break, I'll open the phone lines and you tell me what you think about what we are talking about. Remember, the phone numbers are the same: 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. What is on your mind? I like to hear. WhatsApp number 0809-0306416. I'm giggling because I can't wait for your response. I know some of you say, "I told you, Kalada." But wait, what if it works? I'm still asking that question. I'll be right back.
info.
All right, welcome back. 26 minutes, or almost 27 minutes gone past the hour of 5. In about 3 minutes' time, there will be the news headline, or the headline news, and I'll bring it your way. But on X, Ugbe Emmanuel, with the handle at Abigim, is saying the biggest scam of the century. May Nigeria not happen to any of us. He's talking about the refineries, of course, saying it's the biggest scam of the century. I mean, looking at all the things happening, do you still think it's a scam? I mean, I'm surprised people are still thinking in that direction. But anyways, I can't wait to say to you, I told you so. 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp number should go to 0809 030 6416. On Facebook, Patrick Imamotimi says if the government mean business, they should sell a liter of petrol at the rate of 15 naira when the refineries work. Are you planning for the refineries to crash again? Because they would have to make profits, right? This one says, I am just keeping faith alive. I believe it will work. Franklin Ikechukwu with that one. And Franklin, I am sharing my faith with you. But Clinton is calling from Bury. Clinton, welcome. What is on your mind? Tell me.
Hello, my brother. Good evening. No?
Yes, good evening to you. Or good afternoon. It's still afternoon. Welcome.
It's a good one that they are telling us now that refineries will test run in January. That's going to be completed.
No, it's been completed now. They are test running. Okay, so when you complete something, don't you test run what you've completed?
Okay, that means they are done with all the processes.
Something like they want to test run it. Yeah, that's what it means.
Well, hope is one thing that Nigerians have. We have been very hopeful and very patient with the government.
Okay.
And for this one now, they told us that this thing will start operating. They told us December.
Ending of December.
They didn't have it December.
Okay.
Hello?
They said ending of December, there will be the completion of the rehabilitation. I think they've kept to their words. I think so. Don't you think so?
Okay. So they are true with that, and now it's test running.
Test running, so they say.
But what I will say, as a Nigerian, that I've been very patient and expecting that the government will give us what we want. We pray that when it's done, we will not get PMS at affordable rates, because that's the bone of contention here.
All right.
Let's get all the petroleum products at a very subsidized price. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Keep those calls coming in. There is the headline news, so I'm going to go for it. But before I do, this one says, for now, we should put our confidence in the privately owned refineries. Several challenges are usually associated with state-owned businesses. Not until the government refineries start working, we can't believe anything politicians say, Mr. Moke. But I understand. However, you should understand as well that NNPCL is not directly under the government anymore. NNPCL, as some economists have described it, are now privately owned. They've got shareholders, right? And so it will mean that the refineries as well will be under the control of the NNPCL, so not directly government. So you see, there might just be hope here. But let's quickly go for the headline news. When we come back, we talk some more. What are your thoughts? I'd like to hear. The federal government has kept with their words, don't you agree? Completion by the end of December, January, test running, and they're saying there will be the efficient use of the refinery, maybe before the end of January or maybe beginning of February. And that's how I understand that statement. But what are you thinking? 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. You know why I'm laughing? Someone sent a WhatsApp message and is saying, if a faulty clock can be right twice a day, why wouldn't I believe that our refinery will work? Please let it work fast. I am very optimistic. From Michael. Michael, thank you very much. I know the faulty clock analogy is what made me laugh. But let's go. This one says, Canada, mismanagement and corruption of the previous government has really caused the non-functionality of our nation's refinery. I have a strong feeling that a change was needed for the refinery to function perfectly for now, to alleviate the suffering of the ordinary citizens, because it is worrisome and hopelessness for the same issues. You say you weep for your beloved country. Jimbo Baraye Caribon Nelson from Ogu Town. All right, thank you very much. And this one says, Hector KD, since the last administration, you've been saying it will work. Has it worked? Is it not the usual promises and analysis we're still hearing? I have told you that it wouldn't work. Forget all this talk. They are talking. It wouldn't work. These people are jokers. Do not be motivated by the analysis. From Hector. But is this not working? So let's look at a car production, for instance. No, that's not something we can relate with. Let's look at your phone goes bad, right? And you are trying to repair the phone that is bad, and you take it to a phone repairer or a phone workshop and they repair your phone. Okay, for some people, your car is bad. You take it to a mechanical workshop and they have repaired your car or your phone, whichever one. Once it is done, don't you test it? For a phone, you try to press all of the buttons to ensure that they are working. For your vehicle, you drive it around to make sure that they change the brake parts very well, or is it the shaft, or is it the bearing? You want to make sure that all of those things are properly changed until you take it for a drive, you take it for a ride. Same with the phone. You try to make a call to ensure the mouthpiece and you can hear properly and all of them are working optimally. So they're doing a test run. Is it not a completion? I'm just asking. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp to the number 0809-0306-416. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear. All right, let's take this call. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, what's your name?
Okay, my name is Jay.
All right, so Jay, welcome. Turn off your radio set, please.
Okay, I'm calling from Roma Law.
Okay.
Okay. I want to say we'll keep our fingers crossed on concerning the Port Harcourt refinery.
Okay.
But I will tell you that if we are putting our hope on Dangote Refinery, I will tell you we'll have a very huge disappointment.
Why did you say
today,
so?
Dangote is the major distributor of cement.
Okay.
And how much are we getting it to? Now, if he should be the major distributor of CMF, I will tell you that we will have a very huge disappointment. I'm sorry to say this.
So you're saying so Jay, that the you're saying that the public refineries must work as competition to Dangote's.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Okay. If it's for Port Harcourt Refinery, I pray that it works. That is where we can, have hope that the price of fuel will be reduced. But if we are hoping that Dangote Refinery will make a huge difference in the lives of citizens of this country, I will tell you that it will not work.
So what if Dangote's refinery receives a subsidized crude from NNPCL? Do you still think? I think we lost the connection there. But let's go to Walter, who's calling from Rukboko, and after that, JJ from Port Harcourt Township. Walter, welcome. Yeah. What's on your mind?
Canada, good evening.
Yeah, I agree with you. Welcome.
Yes, Canada, you see, sometimes last year, was it August or September, thereabouts? Yes, we are promised that Dangote Refinery will do an operation.
August.
And to today, and I thank God, though, that didn't happen, because if it happened, we would have been buying fuel 1,500 naira a liter.
So why do you think it did not happen? Do you know the reason?
Yes, look at what is happening now. Right now, how much are we buying cement? Because Dangote is the major distributor or producer of cement.
But you have now you have the option of buying Bois Cement, and I think there are other cement companies. But let's go with the Bois Cement that I'm
that's the right way. Okay. Now right. This refinery, that is why I've just come.
Okay.
I'm just giving you an information, and that information has to do for us to know the truth.
Okay.
If the government officials, assuming the governor with his team, and then the news reporters should now go to that place, because the information I had as of yesterday, somebody that stays in my place, close to my place, one of the engineers in the refinery, I called him and asked him how far. The man told me, Oga, I should leave those things that are talking on air, that those are politics. That nothing has been done, and I bet you by March, this refinery will not start.
By March,
so
it will not start.
Why not we? Now we have gotten this information. The governor, his team, the media,
I don't think the governor has a role to play in this. It's a federal government.
He doesn't want. He can delegate people to go.
But yet again, it's not a state-owned property, and so it's.
We know, okay. But this is happening in our state.
Okay, all right.
It's happening in our state.
Okay.
So you don't say he has no right to intervene to that. He has the right.
Okay, all right then. Thank you very much, Walter. You do have a point. JJ from Port Harcourt Township, welcome. What's on your mind, please tell me?
Canada, good evening.
I greet you.
If the governor, on a lighter note anyway, of Rivers State that have a refinery, maybe Delta that also have to go to and check what's happening, the ones that don't have refinery, what would they be doing? The state that don't have refinery.
They could build. They could build. I mean, we have Akwa Ibom. We have Akwa Ibom and Cross River running airlines. So I mean, think about it.
Politicians.
Okay.
Canada.
Yeah.
Remember the Prince River?
Of course, I remember him.
The immediate past Minister of State for Petroleum.
One-time governor of Bayelsa State.
He gave us that is very certain that this whole thing will work.
He said it will be completed. No, I've checked it. I think the statement is it will be completed by December, the ending of December.
We are saying the same thing now. Completed is not working.
But completed.
Production is incomplete until it gets to the final consumer.
Okay.
You see all this. Hello.
I'm listening.
You see all these technical words that are using for us, like technically defeating Boko Haram and all those stuff. It's just a defense putting up.
Okay.
Canada,
yeah.
Let's assume you carry your car or somebody brought the car to a mechanic, right?
Yeah.
And the mechanic said, look, we'll finish this car in the next 5 days. Let's say the engine. That 5 days that you said we'll finish the car includes test running.
Okay.
Maybe you can even finish it in the 4th day. And let's assume that it stays in Owerri. He will drive that car to Owerri and drive it back to Port Harcourt and tell you that, look, that carry your motor. That's what mechanics for you. Then somebody will tell you that they are feeling mechanical whatever, and we are test running. Test running is supposed to be part of that contract.
Okay, JJ. Let's say there's a delay. But looking at the process, don't you
explain what is the cause of the delay? Not
test run? They are test running.
Nigerians deserve to know. Nigerians have suffered enough.
Okay.
People are so hopeful.
Okay.
You don't tell us December. I took that December, and you're not telling me it's technically and mechanically completed. And you're test running. Test running is part of what they call commissioning.
Okay.
The commissioning and all those. So if you are telling me that you will complete this thing by December, start production, yes, test running is part of that December. Not coming to tell me another grammar that you're test running. What are you test running? That you didn't put into the contract about when you said in December. Okay, the test run is the product that are coming out right now. Because we heard that Dangote is bringing out aviation fuel and so what is the product that is coming out from the Port Harcourt refinery right now? And Canada is what I must say.
You
Do
tell
you
me.
know that even after the years that these refineries are not working, they were still getting supply of crude? How we are not back to the same place that we left before?
Okay.
It's not making any sense to me, for goodness sake.
All right,
They
then.
should come in and explain every process, knowing that this thing is owned by us, and conclusively before I go. You're not telling me that the NNPCL is now a private company. You remember 1914 Royal Nigeria Company? Is it the same thing with the NNPCL right now? I think time will tell. Thank you very
All right,
much.
thank you very much, JJ. JJ had a rant there. But I've just gone back to time. I've gone back in time, rather. And I've just seen that actually, Timi Prisiva had said that operations will begin in the month of December 2023. Oh my. And yeah, indeed, we have gone past December 2023. But looking at what's happening, don't you think that we should just put in some more trust? I've got Avalanche calling from GRA. Welcome.
Yes, my dear brother. Good evening, Canada.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah. I will only say, read my lips.
But I can't see your lips
hear
now.
what I would say.
Okay.
I have been with these politicians up to now that I am old.
Okay.
Now, let me tell you, this test run will last throughout this year. Record it. Listen, it's not a matter of after Canada.
Okay.
Record it in your diary.
It's being recorded right now, so don't worry.
Thank you. Now, it has been that maintenance for this number of years. Now, this is test run years. Okay? These people are dealing with Nigerians. In fact, I think they have realized that Nigerians cannot even reason. They cannot rationalize enough to understand that these few persons among the 200-something million Nigerians are dealing with them.
Avalanche. Now, let me come in now.
It can only be better with these people if revolution would take off.
Okay. Now let's not get into revolution now. Let's not call for violence. But
Okay.
I've seen videos on Monday when my guest came in. He said he visited the refinery. I've seen videos of the construction being done in the refinery. I mean, I'm not an engineer, like I said. So even if I would not know what is happening. Even if they told me they constructed 500 pipes, I still would not know what is happening. I would only report.
Yeah.
But I saw videos and I saw what going on, and I saw that indeed they are looking at test running. Should we not give them the benefit of the doubt? Should we not, allow some time? Because,
Canada, my dear brother,
Yeah.
those videos are scams.
So are you saying my guest scammed me? Is that what you're saying?
I am telling you, my dear brother, they are scams. They are, in fact, those.
So even the one shown on Arise TV, all of them are scams. Is that what you're saying too?
Like I've told you, this test run will be for years.
Okay.
Watch.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you very much. I've got Braid,
Yeah.
and Braid is calling from Rumaolu. Braid, welcome.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Bato.
Yeah, welcome, please.
Yes, when did Dangote Refinery told us that they are going to begin to give payments?
But
That
by
was July, I guess.
August, they were going to start operations August. However, Braid, I was trying to tell the last person who brought up this
Is it August? Is it August 2024 or 2023?
August 2023, but Dangote did not receive petrol or crude oil, rather, did not receive crude oil, so he could not go into refining. And then it received the first batch and the second batch, and I think the third batch in December, and then it promised that it will start refining by January and will start with diesel and Jet A1 fuel. And now it has received the fifth, and it may receive the sixth before the end of January. And so that will mean that they'll start rolling out products, petrol inclusive, by the end of January. Remember, NNPCL had gone into the trade agreement. I don't know how to describe it, where they collected some amount of money. Is it $3 billion from the AFDB, African Development Bank? So I want you to put all of those factors into place now.
Canada,
Yeah.
you know, all your analysis and the tweet and all this, okay. But I do well.
Yeah.
Refinery will even receive crude, even the seventh batch,
Okay.
by December 2024. And they will keep giving excuses like the Port Harcourt Refinery. They will keep kickstarting it. They will be telling also they will receive a crude. They have not received. Even, mark my words, by even July this year, they will keep test running. The governors we are having are in Nigeria as a toothless dog.
All right.
They can bark, but not
right.
toothless, but
All
they
right.
cannot bite.
All right.
That is the kind of country we are, and they are taking us for granted.
Braid, I've got
They
to
will
go.
also tell us that even if that refinery works, they will tell us that we will still buy the fuel at the rate we are buying, because they are still having a landing cost. They are still talking about dollars.
All right. Braid, thank you. I get your point now.
Canada, before I go,
Yeah.
let the government remember that this oil well is built in my backyard. So they should bear that in mind.
All right, thank you.
And God bless.
Thank you very much. Obed from Jerry, welcome. Obed, welcome. What's on your mind?
Good evening, Canada.
Yeah, Obed, turn off your radio, please.
Canada, I must tell you, I'm not seeing that statement by NNPC coming to that refinery coming on stream. I don't know if you forget that you people had a guest in the morning. That one statement made particularly.
Yeah.
Yes. He said most of the pipes not crude oil. You understand? That they are not connected. You understand?
And most of them not connected does not mean. I mean, I don't want to react to what he said. But remember that there are two refineries there. There is the old and there is the new. So maybe the ones that are not connected are for the new. I'm not an engineer once again, so I do not even know.
Canada, that man spoke as an insider.
Okay.
And is the chairman of Trade Union Congress, River State Chapter. So he knows what is going on there.
But
they are abreast
Obed, you
what
see,
is going on that refinery.
I agree. But Obed, on Monday we talked about this, and I had Petron National President who also went there and is abreast with the happenings, and he said it's almost complete and test running will start before even NNPCL came out and said test running has started.
Canada, let me tell you, by the end of January, you are going to hear another story.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now, if a refinery come on stream, the owners of various tank farms who are politicians, how would they install a petroleum product on their tank farms?
Interesting.
Canada, do you know the reason why our refinery cannot work? You know the reason?
You tell me.
Politicians are owners of tank farms. There might be no need for those tank farms to refinery come on stream. So this is the problem.
But this is where the argument is. I may agree with you on that one, but 60,000 barrels per day will not be able to solve all of Nigeria's problems in terms of petroleum needs. So don't you think that they will still have their tank farms while the 60,000 barrels per day will be able to supply to a few states.
You see, Canada, we shouldn't be talking about Nigeria producing 60,000 barrels and all that at this very point in time in the first century. In state of Texas, Canada, you know how many refineries that make a research? Over 20-something refineries functioning in state of Texas. So here we are talking about 60,000 barrels.
It's not the United States, Obed. Round off.
We are from a different planet, right?
Summarize, please.
Is that what you're saying?
Summarize.
No, Canada.
Yeah.
The problem of Nigeria is the politicians.
Okay.
They own these tank farms.
Okay.
There will be no need for those tank farms if our refinery come on stream. I've said this before.
All right.
Until we see a refined product coming from this refinery, that is when Nigeria will say yes. Whatever NNPC is saying is true.
Obed, thank you.
I do not have an NNPC,
right.
But it doesn't stop me from being optimistic as a believer.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Frank from Ada George. Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, Frank, please turn off your radio.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, turn off your radio. Thank you.
All right. It's just a very simple matter.
Very simple, my brother.
Are you hearing me, sir?
Very loud and clear.
Yeah, this is a very simple matter.
I
The
agree.
federal government told us that the refinery will be working by December.
Okay.
And now they have completed. And then they are running it. They have to understand that by January end,
And they said test running will end by between now and the end of January. Anytime from now, it will end.
Is that what they said?
In the month of January, that's what they said. It will end in the month of January.
It's okay. So it's hopefully so.
Okay. And that's why we're having the conversation. I mean, maybe some of you have been able to convince me, and I agree. So maybe the goalposts shifted a bit from December to January. But I mean, if we waited all these years, can we not wait a few more days? And so I'm asking, where's your hope? Where's your faith? What are you thinking? Do you believe the government? What if it works? I mean, so many questions in my head right now. But this was just, for me, I believe it will work because the Port Harcourt Refinery is just one small car or phone. It is... okay, so you said, I believe it will work because the Port Harcourt Refinery is not just one small car or phone. It's like a big machine. If they don't run it well and check everything, we are still the ones who will complain. I do agree with you. This one says, please, what happened to Dangote's refinery that it's not working since they commissioned it? Do you think the same thing will not play out in Port Harcourt Refinery? Maybe it will. Maybe it will, because they did say they didn't have crude oil to supply to Dangote. This one says, my name is Osita from Port Harcourt. My brother, we should keep our fingers crossed and wait, since they have told us that by the end of the month that they will test run. That means it is almost completed. No while we're waiting. This is I am not moved with the promise of NNPCL, because I still remember what they told us during the fake commissioning of Dangote's refinery. Nigerians no longer take them serious again. Christian Williams from Igboiche. But what if it works? I will ask that question till the see. Let's have an agreement on the show that we will talk about the refinery every now and then. Let's say it comes on stream, we will still follow the refinery up, because you and I know that the refinery has crashed so many times, just like the national grid. And maybe we should also begin to focus on the national grid as well. But let's just stay with the refineries for now, and let's follow it bumper to bumper. Every report that comes out, if there is any engineer that knows anything about refineries, I would like you to let's form a team, because if I even go to the refinery and I look at it, I still would not know what it is. I will not be able to differentiate from A and B, right? So that's what we will do. We will follow the refineries, the reports bumper to bumper, because I was disappointed when they first told us that the refineries will work. It was at 2022 December, and then it was shifted to the first quarter of 2023, and then shifted to the second quarter of 2023, and then shifted to December 2023. So hopefully this time it will work because Nigerians have clamored for it to work. Let's see. This one says, "Good day, Canada. For once, I actually believe the federal government that production would start before the end of 2023, especially after the fire burned." You mean the gas flare? I wonder why the Minister of State for Oil felt the need to make that faulty statement to the nation in December. I ask again, why couldn't they wait till when the refinery started production for a few days before they announced it? Would it diminish the celebration? It is just like the police illegal parading of a suspected criminal without completing investigation, how much more charging them to court, or the EFCC announcing to the public they have invited someone for interrogation when they have no evidence of fraud. I hope they don't deceive us again. Let them produce first before telling us production has started. Text from Oyibo. Text, you do have a point there. Kalada, when Obasanjo said that the refinery would not work by December, Tinubu questioned if Obasanjo is an engineer. Tinubu is using delayed tactics to deceive Nigerians. This is a one-chance government, period. DK with that one. This one says, this is the same argument you made for the refinery to work by December. Now we are in January. You're still arguing. Just change this topic and let's rest. I can't wait. When this refineries would work, I'll come for you and I'll tell you I told you so. Okay? But let's see this one. Influence from Port Harcourt. I want to especially thank you for the level of interest and effort you've put into this discussion around our refineries, with Port Harcourt as a case point. I was so happy listening to Mr. Billy Harry, or Gillis Harry, on your show last Monday, who is neither a government official nor a party man, give us his objective position of things regarding the refinery. Believe me, I and many other listeners are appreciative of your efforts and share in your optimism that the Port Harcourt refinery will come on stream soon. Those insisting that it is all a scam will shamelessly come back to your show to ask how the working refinery has changed anything. Influence from Port Harcourt. But that's the size of the package for now. Remember, the news will come your way by 6, and we have a few seconds to the top of the hour. After the news, open season, we'll look at all of this and many more. There's something that caught my attention. You'd probably hear that report when Constance Mega will cast the news, and it's about Tinubu having sleepless nights. We'll talk about that in open season as well. Just stay tuned.